What's up guys, it's the Horror Wombat, and well, this was not a video I thought I'd be making anytime soon, but you know what, I think it needs to be addressed anyways. So, about a couple days ago, one of my favorite bands of all time, Ice Nine Kills, got themselves in a bit of a sticky situation when it was revealed that a promotional image that they used for a merchandise sale was generated entirely using AI. And well, there's quite a bit I want to talk about in regards to that whole debacle. So for some quick context, Ice Nine Kills is a heavy metal band formed by frontman Spencer Charnas, and they're probably best now known as the band that incorporates horror movies into their music, which has definitely increased their popularity by a whole lot ever since they released their album The Silver Scream back in 2018. Since then, they've gone on to be a global phenomenon and have earned their spots as a significant part of the horror community. I've been an Ink fan for nearly 3 years now, and yeah, that's what I'm going to refer to them in this video now. Just go with it. These guys were actually my first introduction to heavy metal. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. And since then, heavy metal has basically become my favorite genre of music. Actually, just a couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity to see Ice Nine Kills live for the first time at Sonic Temple in Ohio. And man, do they put on one hell of a show. Not to mention, I've even had the opportunity to meet frontman Spencer Charnas multiple times over the past couple years, including last March at Horror Hound Cincinnati, which I did make a whole other video about, and you should definitely go watch that. But anyways, enough about that. What do you say we get into the nitty gritty of this video? So just recently during Memorial Day weekend, Ice Nine Kills announced that they were having a merchandise sale where certain items were being sold for up to 50% off, which hey, that sounds like an awesome deal. But that's not the main issue we're dealing with here. For some reason, they decided to accompany this advertisement with an image of Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees cooking meat on a grill, which I mean, that's a pretty funny image on the surface, until you realize that this image was entirely made with, well, take it away, Noah Sebastian. Intelligence. Yep, that's an AI generated image you're looking at right now. Look, let me just say right off the bat that I don't oppose the idea of AI as a whole. I mean, hell, you're currently listening to a guy who has used ChatGPT on multiple occasions just to finish a homework assignment. However, when someone uses AI to essentially take over another person's passion or even their job, yeah, no, that. I think most of us can agree that seeing art created by an actual person is 1,000 times cooler than seeing it be developed by a computer. And seeing brands or companies ignore that and instead use AI to promote stuff is honestly completely shameless. So eventually Ink did make a response to this whole fiasco by releasing a statement on Instagram which reads, "We are vigorously investigating the disturbing claims that a recent promotional image was sloppily birthed by AI. We solemnly pledge to get to the bottom of this horrific headline, making crime against Redditors." Which, I don't know what Redditors has to do with this, but so far I think this is a pretty solid response. But then it starts to get a little bit questionable because they then follow it up with, "For now, enjoy our new promo photo taken just moments ago." And that said promotional image is this. Alright, so we got a picture of the band, and they're all jacked as for some reason now. Okay, I guess we should go ahead and just address the elephant in the room now. Yeah, so apparently the band's official response to posting an AI-generated image was to, I guess, troll the fans by posting another AI-generated image. Okay, that's pretty bold of them, I guess. Alright, now, look, I totally understand that this is all supposed to be in good fun, but I don't know, this post kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because I feel like we should have gotten a proper address from the band rather than whatever this shit is. And there's definitely been a lot of mixed responses from this post, with some people finding this post to be funny while others not being too thrilled about it. Personally, I'm kind of feeling neutral about this response. On the one hand, I get that it's all supposed to be a harmless joke, even though I don't really find it to be all that funny, but I'm willing to let it slide because I can recognize that it's all meant to be in good fun. But on the other hand, I think addressing this whole situation by not giving a formal apology and instead doubling down with another AI image wasn't the best idea, and I feel like they could have handled the criticism a bit more professionally. Like, take a look at the YouTube channel Dead Meat for example and how they handled a similar situation. About a month ago, Dead Meat was ready to premiere their 4th annual Horror Awards ceremony, which is basically like a horror version of the Oscars, and they hired an artist to create some some promotional posters for the award show. And, well, this is what they looked like. But it came to the attention of the Dead Meat crew that the creator of these posters allegedly incorporated AI into the artwork. And once this was actually confirmed to be true, on April 25th of this year, Dead Meat released a statement saying, "Yesterday we teased posters for the Dead Meat Horror Awards, and some people expressed concerns that they were made using AI. It's a concern that hadn't occurred to us when we commissioned them, but due to people's feedback, we looked more into it and learned that both posters did indeed incorporate AI art. As such, all plans to sell or distribute these posters have been cancelled. We are working to create a replacement poster in time for tomorrow's show. We appreciate everyone who's raised concerns and caught a mistake that we should have caught in the first place. Going forward, we will make sure to do our due diligence to ensure that this doesn't happen again." See, this is how you handle a situation involving AI art. Not only addressing that it was a mistake on their behalf, but to also cancel selling the poster that the quote-unquote artist put together is taking it one step above. And I have nothing but respect for the Dead Meat crew. It's a lot better than doubling down and posting even more AI slop, even if it's all just for jokes. And not to mention also having Spencer Charnas himself in the comment section responding with 50,000 likes, keep crying. Not gonna lie, the first time I saw that comment, I was a little astonished reading it and quite frankly even a little bit uncomfortable. But the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure Spencer is in on the joke as well. Because you also have Bill Mosley in the comments saying, "That's the long arm of the law, Buster, signed Captain Harris." If you don't get the reference, by the way, Captain Harris is the character Mosley plays in the Welcome to Horrorwood music videos. He's like the main guy hunting after Spencer Charnas because, you know, he's supposed to be the psycho. Which is why I think the comment that he made on this post is also supposed to be in character and not the actual real-life Spencer, who in actuality is a complete down-to-earth, really nice guy. I don't know, I think it'd be weird for him to suddenly garner this 12-year-old edgelord behavior, all because people are, in my opinion, rightfully upset over AI-generated images. Look, Spencer's no stranger to playing a character on social media. He's been doing it for years now. And if that's not what he's doing on here, then, I mean, that's a little concerning. In the end, though, there's not really anything we can do in regards to stopping AI. Lots of people have and will continue to create AI art, whether it's just being funny and edgy, or actually using it to promote a brand. I mean, hell, I'm no stranger to creating AI art myself. I literally have an entire video that's just nothing but me and my friends reacting to AI generated images that I made myself. Like I said earlier, I'm not fully opposed to the concept of AI art, but when it's used to take over people's careers, then that's where I have to draw the line, because that shit's unacceptable. Honestly, it kinda blows my mind that Ink decided to even use AI art as promotional material in the first place when they already have an art designer that's working for them, who, funny enough, also happens to be the drummer of the band. That's right, Mike Cortada, the drummer of Ice Nine Kills, is also the merch designer of the band. I wonder how he feels about all this shit. Look, obviously what the band did is not the greatest look for them, but at the same time, it's not the most heinous shit in the world. Like, I'm not gonna stop listening to one of my favorite bands over some goofy AI generated images they decided to share. While I am still a little skeptical over the first image they decided to promote their merchandise, which by the way I do think is kind of ironic because their actual merch does use art from a real life artist, I am willing to let the second image slide because that one was obviously just the band being silly and not taking themselves seriously. Even then, however, I still think they could have handled this situation a bit better and avoided causing even more drama. But with all these shenanigans set aside, I do still think Ice Nine Kills is a genuinely great band who makes some kick-ass music, and I'm sure everyone will move on from this whole fiasco eventually. So, here's hoping they don't somehow go even lower than this. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. See ya.